Hey everyone, Dan Heilman here, and today I am going to make a beginner's guide for Raid Shadow Legends. The Higher Standard asked me to make a beginner's guide because he said there was not a lot of them online or any at all. So I just want to go through everything I know about Raid Shadow Legends, some tips, some tricks, basically how to get started and what to do when you first get in here. Okay, so I'm on my free-to-play account. This is my very low-level account. I'm only level 37. Um, by the time you hit 30, you will have basically everything unlocked. So let me just first go through everything that's on this main home screen and what it does. Okay, so we'll start over here with the Sparring Pit. You unlock this. I don't know the levels that you unlock all of these, but you'll be able to see that. It shows it right on the screen. Basically, you put champions here and they level over time. It's not super strong. I wouldn't focus on unlocking all of these right away or upgrading them. It takes a lot of gems, and gems are very hard to get. So I wouldn't worry too much about this one in the beginning. The market, basically, you can buy things here. I would not recommend buying a lot of gear out of here for sure. If you get the mystery shards, you can buy those. They're 5,000 silver. In the beginning of the game, save your silver. You're not going to spend too much in here. You can be tempted to buy pieces in here, but they're expensive. The mine, if you plan on playing for a long time, I would upgrade the mine. I have this one all the way upgraded. It basically just generates gems over time. It does take about roughly 100 days to get your investment back. But if you're going to play for a while, I would unlock the mine. If you don't plan on playing for a while, don't unlock the mine. The tavern, this is where you're going to upgrade the level of your champions using potions, which are shown up top. This is where you upgrade the rank. This is how you upgrade the skills using skill books. Be very careful using skill books. These skill tomes here are almost impossible to get. Do not use legendary tomes for a very long time unless you have one of the best legendaries in the entire game. I have Sato here. I would never use a skill book on him. And again, don't use epic tomes for rare champions, etc. Don't use legendaries for epics. Always use rares for rares, epics for epics, and legendaries for legendaries. And be very, very careful. Your starter champion, which you first get, you will want to upgrade his rank, his skills right away. You're going to focus on him from the very beginning. So you want Kale. If you didn't pick Kale, it's fine. The other ones are still decent, but you want to focus on getting them to 60 very first thing, and you want to use books on him. Okay. And also you can ascend. Ascend basically unlocks these other... when you ascend them, it'll do a couple of things. First of all, let me show you one that's not ascended. It'll unlock one of the skills, and it will make it better for most of the phantoms. Most of the champions. And it'll also unlock these slots here. You can see you need 5-star to unlock the neck piece, and you need 6-star to upgrade the banner. Allow you to use the banner. So that's what ascending does for you. We'll finish up the last 3 here. Great Hall. Basically, when you do PvP, you unlock these little tokens and you use them to unlock these bonuses. These bonuses are very strong, and they work for all of your champions. So, you want to focus on accuracy first, and then you can do defense, some HP, crit damage, resist. Attack is probably the last one you want to do, but I would focus on getting a couple in accuracy first, because accuracy is very important in this game. So that's that. The portal here, you can use mystery shards. These different shards basically have a chance of summoning different champions for you. You can also do your fusions in here. Right now we do have a fusion going on. Only 1 day left. The fusions are very difficult to complete and very long, very time consuming. So yeah. So you want to save your shards. So they'll have 2 times events every, 2 or 3 weeks. So it'll be double the chance to summon, you know, an epic, a legendary for sacreds, and for this one, double the chance to summon epics or legendaries. You want to wait for 2 times events. They have 10 times events also, but those don't give you increased boost on summoning chances. They just, if you get an epic, you have a 10 times more chance to get one of the ones that they have featured. I would stay away from 10 times events for now, and I would focus mostly on 2 times events. In the beginning, you do want to pull some shards, so if there's a decent 10 times event, you can do that because you do need some champions to get yourself going. But in the beginning, you're really just going to want to take your starter all the way to level 60, and that's going to be what you're focusing on for sure. And you just use the lifesteal set. You get this 4-star lifesteal set from the very beginning, and it has great stats. You know, you got speed, you got attack, and you got crit rate. It's a good place to start. Put your lifesteal set on Kale, get him to level 60, and get some masteries. You can purchase masteries for gems, or you can go into dungeons here, Minotaur Labyrinth, and you can farm your masteries this way. It is more efficient to farm masteries through the Minotaur Labyrinth, but also you need to be able to clear it. So there's that. It's obviously more time consuming to do that. These, while I'm in here, these keeps open up at different times. You can see the schedule right here. It opens Wednesday, opens Thursday. Void Keep is only open on Sunday. Arcane Keep is open always. And this is how you farm the mats to do the ascendancies, right? So to ascend your champion, that's where you get the potions from. Other dungeons, Spider's Den is where you get accessories, so that's rings, neck piece, and banners. And Fire Knight, you get some decent sets. Dragon, you get some decent sets. Ice Golem is just okay. You don't really get any decent sets. In the very beginning, you want to focus on getting speed gear, accuracy gear, and lifesteal gear. Eventually, you're going to be wanting doing Clan Boss because you'll get the very best rewards from Clan Boss. Deem Tower doesn't even open till level 40, so you can kind of ignore that one for now. But Clan Boss, once you do want to start clearing some Clan Boss once you have some decent champions. You do want your champions in lifesteal for the Clan Boss so that they can sustain themselves. Lifesteal, basically, whenever you deal damage, you leech life back. And you can start doing some stuff in Arena here because you want to start building up these tokens here so that you can purchase stuff in the Great Hall. And also there'll be missions and challenges. You want to focus on these missions, right? So in the beginning, reach Silver 1 in Classic Arena. This is the one I'm stuck on. This one's kind of hard to get through. But you want to start working on these when you're lower level because a lot of them will be like killing low level stuff and you don't want to go back and do it later. So focus on the masteries right away. You want to get this champion right here, Arbiter. She is amazing for Arena. Probably the best Arena champion ever. She's your speed lead. So she goes in there, she boosts your team speed, and she basically increases everyone's speed using a boost. So, okay. Let's talk about just teams, right? So, if you pick Kale, he's going to be your damage dealer. So, what you really want to do is you want a damage dealer, you want someone to decrease defense, right? So this ability right here decreases defense. So a lot of people will use someone who has a speed lead or a speed increase. You get all right, so let's talk about gear. Okay, so that's some of the basics on what everything is and what champions you want to use. Let's talk about gear. For these middle 3, these are the most important gear pieces that you have. These boots, you're always going to want speed boots. When you're in the beginning game, you want speed boots all the time. Speed is incredibly important in this game. You want speed boots. For the chest, you probably want HP or defense if you're trying to do dungeons or whatever. The starter one you get with attack % is okay. For Kale, and since you're in a lifesteal set, that gives us some survivability, but otherwise you probably want HP or defense, and you want percentage. You never ever want flat stats for any of these 3 middle pieces. Flat stats go right in the garbage. Get rid of them instantly. For gloves, you're probably always going to want crit rate. in the beginning. Your beginner set is very good, right? It starts you off with crit, attack, and speed. So that's a good way to go. For these other ones, you just want different rolls, like, you know, if I'm on damage dealer right now, so I want crit rate, I want crit damage, I want speed, I want HP, percent to keep them alive. Again, percent stats are much better than flat stats. So those are the kind of things you want to focus on. But the best sets in the game for a beginner are going to be the lifesteal set, as I said, the accuracy set, because accuracy is very important, and the speed set. And then eventually you'll be able to craft stuff like perception, which is accuracy and speed. Those are very good sets as well. So keep an eye out for those sets. Those are going to be the best ones. Obviously, once you get into endgame gear, it's going to be different. But in the beginning, you want to focus on accuracy, you want to focus on speed, and you want to focus on lifesteal sets. You're going to be spending a majority of your time in the campaign, right? So the campaign is where you're going to be farming. You want to get to brutal. Excuse me. You want to get to brutal, and then you want to be able to get over here. You want to be able to farm lifesteal, speed, and accuracy, which is right here. For accuracy is required for almost everything in this game. If you interact with an enemy in any way, it requires accuracy. So that means if I'm trying to do a turn meter reduction on the enemy, that requires accuracy. If I want to place a debuff, that requires accuracy. If I want to remove buffs from an enemy, that requires accuracy. Every time you do anything against an enemy that you're trying to do any sort of interaction, you need accuracy. You know, the only thing you don't is if you're just doing literal damage. But let's see, Arminger here. So his A1, decrease the turn meter by 30% if this attack is critical. So first he has to land a crit, then he has to land the accuracy check so that he can actually decrease the turn meter, and that's how that works. Same thing for War Maiden. This is a very good beginner character who is used for this ability here, decrease defense. Decrease defense is very strong in this game. You almost always want a decrease defense person on your team, just because they make it so it's so much easier to deal damage. You also have some people who, you know, land debuffs. Obviously, you need accuracy for that. And you have people who, yeah. Obviously, if you're placing buffs on your team, you don't need accuracy. All right, let's continue with gear. Rings, you're going to want either defense or HP when you're beginning. And amulet, you're either going to use defense to keep them alive or crit damage, most likely, if you're dealing damage. Banners, you're probably going to use accuracy, but you're not going to get banners for a while, so I would kind of ignore those for now. All right. What else do we need to talk about gear? When you're focusing on leveling up, you want to focus on these middle ones first. And you don't want to increase, like, if you have a 3-star gear, 2-star gear, you don't want to take that up to 16, that's for sure. It takes a lot of silver to get things up to 16. The beginning lifesteal set is probably the first thing I would take up to level 16. You can see I focused on gloves and boots first. My chest is only 12. And, you know, if I got a good piece like this, as you roll it up, look at where you ran, where your rolls are going. You know, this is a really nice piece. I got a roll in crit rate. I got 3 rolls in HP, 2 rolls in crit rate. I got a roll in accuracy and a roll in speed. So very nice piece. That's why I took it up to level 16. Obviously, when it goes through, it'll roll what you have. So if I have an epic piece here, the first 12 rolls will increase these stats. And then once I take it to 16, it'll give me an extra stat. So for epics, when you see these stats here, when I'm rolling into them, it's going to roll into these stats. So I can see this one is a decent item here. It's 4-star, has good rolls. So this one would be a decent item to roll up. Although it's a tack piece, so it's not super useful. But this is a decent beginning item. Masteries are very important. So it may be useful just to buy your first set of masteries on your beginner champion, just because he's going to be so strong. And basically, if you're doing Cal, you want a generic build like this. You can go into a Yumi Love, which is a website, and they have basically masteries listed out for every champion, depending on what you want to use them for. This is a good damage the main thing you want is War Master. Basically, when you have a chance when you hit to deal a percentage of their max HP. He also lands poisons, which do a similar thing. They deal a percentage of max HP. So good mastery, and masteries make a huge difference, especially on your very first champion. You also have some stuff for landing different debuffs that, things that help you land debuffs, give you a higher chance to land debuffs. So those are good mastery sets. When you get these energy pots here, you get them free just from logging into the game. You'll get them in the shop, and you'll get these different events. Obviously, if they're 2 days, make sure you use them. But when you get these 99 days, just save these, right? Because my max energy pool is only 107, and this gives you just a full max energy pool. When you first begin, you only have like 30 energy. So if you use it, you only get 30 energy. But if you wait till later, you can get, 120 energy from using these. So definitely wait before using these. You got 99 days to use them, and you get a lot of energy in the beginning, right? So all these little things you'll be doing for missions and challenges and leveling up, all these things are going to get you energy and refill your energy bar. So just wait on those. Just hold on. Don't use them yet. Some other couple things that you have in here is tournaments. They'll have these tournaments, all the time. These would be running constantly. Basically, you do all this stuff and you get these rewards on the right-hand side. And then if you're the highest points in your little group, you can win rewards like this. This 6-star gear right here is really strong, but it's hard to get. So just be careful, depending if you're free to play or whatever. It may be hard to compete in these events, depending on who's with you, right? So right now, this one is very specific. They're not normally this way. This one says you can only use champions from certain factions. Orgrimmar tribes, lizardmen, and skinwalkers, and orcs. So basically, if you go to this index here, you can see all the different factions that you have in the game. And they have like packs. So sometimes there'll be like dragon event for a Galen pack. So that's everyone in this pack here. So basically here you can see all the champions in the game. You can see their skills, see their stats, see all that. So the index is a useful thing. I guess I didn't talk about champions. You have legendary champions, which are the rarest and the strongest in the game. You have epics, who are just below them. You have rares, which are, not very good usually. And then you have uncommons, which are usually terrible. Besides like Arminger. He's probably the only uncommon I would ever level up. So keep an eye out for him. If you see him, he is a solidly strong unit. So he's pretty cool. You can also, if you want to find Armiger, you can also buy him in the shop some days. So that is something else you may want to look for in the shop. Other than Armiger, I wouldn't recommend any other uncommons in the game. Yeah, you can get in a clan and do clan boss. Clan boss is going to be your best rewards end game. So you'll have a whole team specifically for clan boss. I'm not in a clan on this one, so I can't show it to you. But basically, you go in here and you get 4 keys a day, but you can only hold 2 at a time, so you have to use them throughout the day. But basically, you get these rewards, and this is the only way you can get legendary books really in the game right now, is the very high-end clan boss. So you'll develop a team much later for that, but you do want to be in a clan eventually. So you can just go in here and apply to different clans and try to get into a clan. You do want to be in a clan just for multiple things. They have clan versus clan where you get rewards. They have the clan boss that obviously gives you very good rewards. And you can just get like check in, and you get a little bit of energy just for checking in with your clan every day. In this bottom right hand corner, just for staying online, I'm just while recording this video, I'm getting rewards just because I'm online. So if you just leave your game on for 3 hours every day, you get all these goodies here, and those are pretty cool. You obviously get login bonuses as well, so the daily logins are pretty good. This champion right here, Haikatoon, is a good speed lead. So what a speed lead means is you have an aura. So when I go into a group here, and let's just go into campaign real quick, and I will just pick one that's easy. So basically, when I start this here, basically what's happening is, please don't make me do this right now. I don't care about this. Yeah. I can build a custom team. I get it. God, it's going to force me to do all this. That's so aggravating. Okay. All right, so I'm done with that. Okay, so you'll see this slot right here says leader. So when I see in this top right-hand corner, you see there's a symbol here. And you can see if I put Kale in here, it says increases ally HP in all battles by 15%. Be careful. This says all battles, so it works everywhere. But if I put someone like him, this is only in dungeons, right? And then some people have only Doom Tower. Some people have only Faction Wars, etc. You know, here's all battles again. But just make sure that it works. So the beginning person right here, the leader, gives an aura for your team. So put him in there. And then you can put whoever else you want in the team just to go through. Hit start. You got multi-battles here, which are very useful. If you put multi-battle here, you can basically tell what type of gear you want to keep. So say I only want to keep 5 and 6 star. I just have it automatically sell those. You can do all these sorts of things, you know, continue even if you lose. Use gems to automatically restore energy. So if you run out of energy, it will use your gems, buy an energy refill, and then you can hit Q. I don't have someone who's not leveled up. Okay, here's we go. So now if you hit Q, it'll automatically, if someone gets to max level, it would automatically replace someone in there so you can like add more food in there to level up. So your basic goal is to get your farmer to level 60 because that means I can go in here, I can put food in here, right? And I can start and it's going to level up all this food, right? So basically what you want to do here is just rush your Kale or whoever you started with to level 60 so that he can solo everything like this, and then you'll get experience for all of these guys. So how it works is 2 stars go up to level 20, 3 stars go up to level 30, 4 stars go to level 40, 5 stars go to level 50, 6 stars go to level 60. And basically, so once you get them all leveled up, all you do is you go to tavern, and if you want to increase their rank, all you do is you put them in there, and then you see this here. So it says my reliquary tender, she needs to be max level to get her to the next rank here. But see, she's a 5 star, so to get her to a 6 star, I need 5 rank 5s. So I have only 4 right now, so I can't do it. So that's how you do that. So like if I put this guy in here, I would need 3 level 3s. So all I would have to do is go, 1, 2, 3. And then I hit upgrade, and it's going to bring him up to 4 star, but it will bring him back to level 1, and you'll have to level it back up. So that's how you increase, and you want to do that on your Kale all the way till he's level 60, and then he's max level. Level 60 is the max level, and then once you get there, you can increase his ascendancy, which are these purple ones, and then that will unlock everything so that, you can have everything unlocked, use all the gear for him. Silver is hard to come by. Basically, the best way to get silver is to do Spider Dungeon, but that's going to be way later because it'll be kind of difficult for you. Let me just go through what all the dungeons are real quick and how to beat them. Quickly, I'm only going to take a couple seconds here on each one. So Spider, in the beginning levels, you're going to use AoE damage to kill all the spiderlings, and you basically just want to use AoE damage. That'll kill all the spiderlings quickly. I'll just show you a really low level one just real quick, just to show you what happens in here. Basically, there's all these spiderlings, and they're going to wreck your team, put a bunch of poisons, do all this bad stuff to you. And this main guy is going to do AoE damage as well. So if you have AoE damage, watch my Kale, he'll just kill the whole wave, right? So the whole wave's dead, now I don't have to worry about him. If you let them go for a while, and once you get to the later levels, you're going to have to use stuff like attack bar reduction, where you're literally removing his attack bar so he doesn't get turns, and you want to do basically damage based on enemy max HP. Use someone like Cold Heart. They kind of nerfed that, but that's for a whole nother video. So basically, you're just going through. Poisons are less effective on Spider, but you just want to focus on AoE damage in the beginning to get through Spider. Ice Golem is kind of annoying because the ads resurrect. So if you have someone who can block resurrect like Armiger, he's a good person to put in here. I wouldn't spend too much time on this one, but basically just having a well-balanced team, right? So you want a healer or a resurrector. I think is always useful in the beginning, right? So if you have a healer or a resurrector, someone like I have here, Reliquary Tender, she's a healer and a resurrector. That's good for like a safety net. So you want a person like that. You want someone who can decrease defense, as I said earlier. So Madame Cerise or War Maiden. You want a damage dealer. And then you can have someone who either increases the speed for your team, like a High Katoon you get from login rewards. But that's how you just build a well-balanced team. So for Ice Golem, it's going to be difficult, but that's okay. I wouldn't focus on that one. The loot's not very good. If you do need to do it for like your challenges and stuff, then go ahead and do them. But I would kind of ignore Ice Golem for now. Dragon drops accuracy, speed, and lifesteal gear, which are the very good sets. Stalwart is also a very good set. Toxic is okay, and the rest are kind of garbage. You will need Destroy for one boss in the game, but other than that, it's not very useful. This one, you want Poison. So Kale's good. He lands poisons. You cannot change the dragon's turn meter, but so yeah, basically you want to get through the waves. So you want people who, stun, people who taunt, and stuff like that to get you through the waves, get to the boss, and then you want to land poisons. Let me just show you real quick on a low level one just to show you how it works. So you just need something to get through the waves. My Kale, I should have just put only Kale in here probably to show this. It would have been much faster. But yeah, so you get through the waves, and then this guy, he stands up and there's a blue bar. You have to get through the whole blue bar, otherwise he stuns your whole team. Obviously it's an overpowered team, but you want to use poisons are a good way to get through that. Okay. And then Fire Knight, he has a shield that he puts up, and you have to break the shield. So you want people who have multi-hitters, right? So Kale only hits once, but there's other people who hit multiple times. They're going to be useful for Fire Knight. Fire Knight is a very good endgame dungeon. You want sets like Shield, Stun, and Savage. Those are the best in there. Crit damage is decent. Regen is niche, but decent as well, and the rest are kind of trash. So Fire Knight, dungeon, multi-hits, and you want heal reduction is useful, and attack bar is, or turn meter, attack bar, same thing, is also useful. So, okay, that's basically all the dungeons. Talked about all that. Doom Tower is going to be later, and it's going to be very difficult. Faction Wars. So Faction Wars is something that opens up, and in the beginning, you're kind of going to ignore it because it's going to be difficult. You can only use champions from certain factions, and then you'll go through and basically clear all this, and you'll level up, and that's how you get glyphs. Glyphs basically increase stats on your gear, so you can use a glyph to increase stats on your gear, and that's pretty much everything. I think I covered everything. Video's kind of long, but a lot to cover. Let me know if I missed anything or if you have any other questions. All right, have a great day. See you, everyone.